Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Gina. I've been invited to do a talk about my quilts at an aged care centre in a couple of weeks' time, so I thought I'd do a bit of a video to give myself an idea of how I'm going to present that talk. So I've got some of my quilts lined up here and I'm going to show them to you. I don't always use traditional quilting fabrics to make quilts. I use all kinds of things that I've bought at op shops and other things that I've accumulated over the years to as part of a collection, and I've incorporated them in my quilts. But the first couple I'll show you are traditional fabric quilts. The first one I'm going to show you is probably the first large quilt I made. I made it for my husband Ken a few years before he died. We went into a cafe up in the country, one of the country areas of Melbourne, and there was a quilt on the wall with tractors, and farm tractors, and Ken said, would you be able to make a quilt like that for me with bikes on? And I said, sure, I could find the fabric. So after going to a few quilt shows, I found the right fabric and I made this quilt for Ken with his motorbikes on that he loves so much. As soon as he saw it, went on the back of the couch and it was there until the day he died. I backed that one with some cotton fleece fabric I had with racing cars on it. Nice and warm. This is another one of Ken's favourite. Hasn't got bikes on, but he liked the fact that it was nice and bright. It was very simple. It's just 5-inch squares of fabric sewn together to create a pattern. Pleasing situation. And the back is just good old batik fabric. Nice and bright. You use that either side to display. This I made for the Avicultural Society. Ken used to breed native birds in our backyard, and he was a member of the Society of Breeding Birds. And every year I made a quilt for their the Christmas function as a fundraiser effort raffle. That's the last one I made, which I never got to go to the Christmas function because Ken died, so I've kept the quilt, and I might eventually donate it back to the club anyway one day. But I rather like the colours of that. I think that's rather nice with the Australian birds on it. The next one, I had a pen friend. I've got a pen friend in Japan, and she sent me a bundle of beautiful, beautiful Japanese kimono fabrics to make something with. So I made this quilt using as many of the fabrics as I could. Again, a simple design, just with a black sashing so that all the colours and patterns are highlighted. A simple backing, just a black and white fabric, or black and grey, Japanese themed fabric. This is another one Aiko sent me. This is Japanese kimono fabric, but men's kimono fabric. The traditional kimonos that men wear are quite different from the colourful floral ones that the women wear. Again, a simple design, just using the fabric, cut them up into strips and sew them together. This is a small, really not, it's a quilt, but it's a very small quilt, more of a throw. I bought this fabric because I just loved the designs of the animals at the quilt shop in Eltham. And I thought, what can I make? And I made 4 cushions. I gave 2 cushions away and I kept 2 myself and made this little throw. The back of it, I really liked the back of it because I did a bit of an experiment. I love using black and white fabrics with a splash of colour, and I just cut them into strips and sewed them together and ended up with that. Something I saw on the internet, easy to do. This one is cats. They're Japanese fabrics. I bought them at a quilt show, and they're a series, but I bought one of each of the patterns that go on the series of the fabric. I might make much sense, I might, but anyway, get the gist of it. Yeah, again, a simple design, just using each fabric to display it against a white background. I'll just bring them up close so you can see the ideas that kittens and cats on the design. Simple backing. Background backing fabric is generally fairly plain. And here's where I come to some of my experiments. I bought some jeans at the op shop, cut them up into squares, sewed them together to make this. This would be ideal as a mat for cats or dogs or kids to play on or whatever. I'd like to make a bigger one day just for the heck of it, but that's what I started out. It's just got a fleecy backing, again ideal for a child or animal to lay on and just be warm. This one's a bit different. For years I've been collecting hand embroidered linens, doilies, tablecloths, pillow slips, whatever, from op shops, because I hate the thought of all the work that's been put into them and then they're just thrown away by some uncaring family member. So I put the best of them together to make this wall hanging, and I called it abandoned at an op shop, because they literally are abandoned, thrown out. And things that are made with such love should be treasured. So this is actually a wall hanging. I wouldn't put this on a bed. Not my bed anyway, because the cats would scratch it. I'll just bring this close up so you can get an idea of some of the items that are on it, some of the work that's gone into them. Now, men's ties are beautiful. Silk ties with designs on. They ended up at opportunity shops because men wear them once or twice and they get dirty, or they don't like it, or they've been given ties that they don't like, the colours, whatever. The best ones end up at the op shops. So I've made a couple of quilts using ties. Actually, I've got another one. I've got another a better quilt with ties on. Anyway, so this is just a small one again. The design, the quilt pattern is actually called the bow tie design. The colours inside are actually curtain fabric, I think, yeah, the plain colour inside each row of the men's ties, just as a light contrast, so to make the patterns of the men's ties stand out. And for the backing of that, I think it's actually cotton sheet. Sheets make great, cotton sheets make great backings to quilts if you can't afford proper quilting material. This is bigger, this is ties again. This is something I saw online. It is men's ties complete on a background of shirts, a men's shirt fabric. A bit different. And the backing to this are more men's shirts that I've cut up and sewn together to make the backing. Right, now the last two I'm going to show you are my very special quilts. A lot of thought's gone into them, a lot of work, and they were professionally quilted because I couldn't possibly do them, they're too big. But I wanted to display my collection of doilies and hankies the best way I could. So this one is handkerchiefs, cotton hankies, sewn on a background of plain white quilting fabric, and sewn together in squares and professionally quilted. Get that the right way, let me have a look. Yeah, it's very big, as you can see. It's go over probably a double bed, but for the same reason I wouldn't put any of my quilts on the bed, is because the cats would get there and knead it and scratch it. So that one's in a quilt bag, gets brought out on special occasions. And finally, this one means a lot to me. I had a friend who, like me, loved embroidered linens and collected them. and when she died, she left her collection to me in her will. So I made this quilt entirely out of the doilies, or some of the doilies that she left me. There's a lot more, but this is a fair few of them. Another big quilt. We're going to pick this up. Don't think there's an upside down or a right way up. I'll just hold it up. So, very, very hard to display in the kitchen here, holding it up, but you can get an idea of it. Hopefully. Okay, so that's they're pretty much the ones I'm going to take to the aged care facility to show the residents. I think they'll enjoy that, and hopefully, I will have someone to help me do. It's pretty hard when you're doing this on your own, obviously. Usually I do it with someone else to hold the quilts up while I talk about them. Anyway, that's just a sample. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye.